Hello, hello. Here I have a match for you of me on the coast against Solo Spaghetto on Kislev from a few days back, tournament finals. So something's at stake here, and Kislev is coming with a very, I would say, standard build against coast, which consists of heavy armor frontline and a lot of shooting to kite them down, because that's usually what gets them or what they're weak against, since they don't have those 180-ish range units that can compete with archers. Though those guys here also don't have the full archer range that you usually see on such things of 160, 170. And handguns actually you have 145, I think, so they outrange them. Though, so I'm not super sure if Cossars can actually compete with them, but just the sheer volume of fire can definitely wrestle down a few handguns. A Frost Maiden with Ice Maiden's Kiss. You don't need the slow against Coast, but just destroying unarmored units is certainly very potent here. And Constalton with Shalyak's Lullaby and his self-heal. Coast grabbing this point first, and then Kislev grabbing this point first, and then for the Coast side. So, I knew on this map I couldn't go out onto the field and really contest the mobility. So I made the move that forces Kislev to come to me, at least to some degree. I guess I could have done a build up here somewhere in the forests, but this would also give me some advantages. So those Carronades force Kislev to deal with them, because that's an amount of firepower that you can no longer ignore. And yeah, that's the plan. Force Kislev to come to me, even though they control the point. I force them to be the aggressor in this game, or the one that is forced to make a move, forced to react. And yeah, then I try to defend those cannons with halberds, of course, against the mobility. Fleet Captain with zombie summons to buffer out, and Gaze of Nagash. Really strong spells since the missile changes, and I thought I would use them. And Taunt, especially good against Heavy Cav with the slow. And the Night Terrors with their double slows now. And Stalk, very, yeah, you don't see them coming. Yeah, let's run like this. I wanted to at least grab 1 point, since he didn't make an effort to really get it quickly. So, and then the last unit I haven't commented on is Aranessa. With her net and the anti-large aura, I make everything around me halberd aura, or spears at least. And yes, that's of course very strong at defending against cavalry. Here's some little small hill onto which I needed to advance to not gimp my own firing angle. So yeah, took this and started shooting into those dervishes. I wish I could punish this one for being here, but I can't really, and instead I just summon more and more deckhands to make my box tight. Here my dogs got caught out. Gaze of Nagash. Yeah, this one wasn't so heavy, like took 10 mullets of a Kossa for an overcasted spell. It's not too hard.
Keep it from the foe.
here. I'm moving away to net those, so I should have thrown the net and stayed here because they will not move again with the Knight Terrors and Halberds. And here two other dervishes are caught out in the open, so that's a nice spell. Those zombies are cheap, but it's still what, 300 value? Actually 1.5, that can't be. It took half a halberd and half a zombie pirate. It should be more. I don't trust value counters. Halberd is 400 gold, so yeah. And yeah, the cannons are doing some work, though not super much. One is going down here, and as coast is coast, can't rally, and yeah, just dies. Here, this was a good case of Nagash, like really good. It's 800 whatever 900 gold unit, and it's half dead. That's strong. That's damn strong. Okay, here and now, I forced him to come a bit to my side, and that's about as much as I can do with the cannons in this tight box, because the cannons won't out damage all those archers and pistols coming at me. So now I need to move out. The first wave of mobility was completely defeated, so the immediate threat to the big guns is removed. Though, yeah, now this infantry has to be dealt with, and I need to drop the protection on my cannons to do that. This is abstracted whole time, which is understandable in this situation here, but I should switch targets for them. I think I'll be doing that in a while, but yeah. And yeah, here I don't really have another choice than to just walk my zombies onto those. They will not really win those fights, but yeah. The armor piercing and armor thundering bats, I would love to throw them into engaged combats to really make use of the armor thundering to buff deckhand mobs, but it doesn't really work since they always obstructed them for some reason. But they're doing good work here against those guys. Aranessa buffed the Knight Haunters to take down those winged lancers that fought to the last model. To the damn last model. Yeah, Bioblood is so nice. Cannons still online. They cost 700, so they haven't even remotely paid for themselves. And with the zombie summons and everything, I kinda managed to rattle through here, which is like a sign of the Cossars being nerfed. They lost a lot of melee defense, or the armored Cossars. So kinda managed to rattle this here back. But I'm losing my cannons in return. They kinda did their job, but I really would have loved them to shoot a bit longer. But there's no real way of stopping such a Cossar here. They just go through and they completely shatter the leadership of those. Those dogs could have been a bit earlier here if I had the money. But yeah. Yeah, this cannon actually survives. Good. This one also does theory, but I'm not sure if it actually rallies. And there's a next dervish that I can't deal with. And yeah, this here is probably the biggest mistake of the match, I would say, for Kislev. Konstantin tries to duel Aranessa. And Aranessa is a good fighter with the stats and a huge chunk of anti-large, and he also gives this anti-large to everyone around. So this is a mistake, unmistakably. That's a good cast here. Not sure if one of them was a summon. No, apparently not. Yeah, the relentless onslaught of dervishes is finally taking down the cannons, but I kinda, with the help of the Death Guard here, I kinda managed to rattle through those units that were all bound in combat. Usually Death Guards have a real big problem with being charged and being shot. And yeah, that's... I managed to compromise most of the shooting previously with some bros, and the heavy the cav was still occupied with the cannons, so there was kind of a bait for them to target something different first. Jeez, targeting's hard, and so the Depth Guard can do its magic. Constellton almost dying here already. It's already, we're 8 minutes in, and he's been a long time in a sustained combat, which he really didn't need to be in, since he has the speed to just walk away. Aranessa on foot, she has 31 speed. Now he finally manages to, or decides to walk away on his last legs, and I'm not gonna let him. Case of Nagash cast, hit, and yeah, that's devastating for Coast. Like, they have, of course, the Bio Blood, so they aren't completely just out of the game, like some factions are with this. But they, of course, triggered this Bio Blood now much earlier. It was kind of limp charge. Bit weird. And yeah, I'm constantly going with this hound here into the forest back and forth whenever something comes to threaten them, because I can't fight Kislev Cav, but I also want this point very badly, since yeah, the point difference is enormous, and I can totally still lose this. Coast is super slow. They are also hard to clear with those things if you don't have real shooting or shredder units. But it's hard to wrestle points from someone really with
one of your units has been destroyed.
Here, this cav unit definitely needs to retreat. They have the speed even slowed to escape from those Mongols, but those Mongols with anti-large added from Aranessa, and Aranessa herself is like the worst nightmare for heavy cav to fight. They need to move, and they can, they just kind of don't. Here. Oh, they actually managed to hit them on the run, my bomber bats here, and they're actually doing a lot of work. I was just seeing the value in the end screen and was very good, but I didn't know where exactly they got it from. Here, make a bit of a scary decision to abandon this, to move with full power to the side, because I need this point, but I can't afford losing one, of course. This cav unit just had, whoops, wrong, just had retreated to somewhere here. I have no archers currently to threaten them, and just stick around here, kinda like I'm doing with my dogs, who did a large run around all this way here because they were chased by the Kosovo dervishes, and shadow blocked a large part of my army here. Then I might have not the resources to wrestle things here and also defend mid. They were almost full health when those winged lancers charged in. Okay, those Actioners of course also doing quite a lot of work here, but
You have the foe's victory
Some attempt
point.
here to take this point, but I managed to summon some things that should stall at least until those guys are here. This was quite a nice overcasted Geist of Nagash again.
I knew it.
And yeah,
Unending
I had taken
glory
this
is
point,
yours.
and it would have been really difficult for Kislev now to take things back. There were few unfortunate or slow decisions, I would say, especially on the front of the heavy calf. Dueling too long into Aranessa, not respecting her. Yeah, Constantine didn't do a lot of value in this fight, but gave me a lot and a lot kill. Those Cossars mostly shooting into zombies and then getting swarmed by them, because their calf support that usually keeps things at bay to kite back and such, and charge down things like the Mornguld was bound in trying to take out those cannons, and yeah. Akshina still did okay, really, despite being hit by this super strong Geist of Nagash and then getting charged by the Night Terrors, I think it was. The cannons didn't do great from their value. This one was completely okay, but the others not so much. They're still a bit struggling with the firing angles there, of course. The two on the hill were fine, just probably should be those two. But yeah, they baited a lot of cavalry that then I got 3 kills on. Like I think 6 dervishes in total died to trying to dive them or to crack this box I had there. And their value, of course, got added to my pole arms. Those guys did great. I wonder if I should have summoned an Empress Revenge at some point, but I kinda didn't feel comfortable with it. Might have been a better choice than the Depth Guard, but then they also do slower damage, and I was a bit pressured on speed there. Yeah, I think I've commented on about all of them and shown their values. Oh no, capture cards. I'm not sure I like their choices. If they could have hunted my fleet captain, my caster, yeah, I guess, but otherwise I'm not sure what they are supposed to duel here. They don't want to fight Aranessa, they also don't want to fight almost all the other fighter types of Coast Lords, like Luther Harkon or Noctilus. So I don't like that choice. If they have been instead combined the unit of Griffin Legion here, this could have been much better. And then they were also fighting against Aranessa, so I think Kislev could have had this in the bag, even with this build. But definitely Coast now is a yeah, worthy contender of actually trying to compete with in this case very high tier factions. So I'm kind of happy about this. And with this, I'm gonna stop. See you on the next one.